In 2013, I got my panties in a bunch, and I quit my job as a consultant in the personalized medicine space. And I woke up the next day, and I thought, now what the heck am I going to do? So like any good consultant, I hung a shingle and went looking for my first client. My first client was a dental company here in Arizona that makes a line of mouthwash and toothpaste. Cancer patients undergoing head and neck radiation find that it helps heal the mouth sores caused by the radiation, and the company asked me to figure out why. So I started reading about the oral microbiome, or the bacteria that live in our mouths. And I discovered there's a huge correlation between these bacteria and diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and pancreatic cancer. And all of a sudden, I understood why my dentist wanted me to floss. But the microbiome is about a lot more than flossing. In addition to the bacteria in our mouths, we have bacteria on our skin, on our genitals, and in our gut. And it turns out that these bacteria, especially the ones in our gut, have a huge connection to health and disease. Now, fair warning, we do test bacteria in your gut by testing shit. And while we don't know all the shit that there is to know about shit, I'd like to tell you some of the fascinating shit that we do know about shit. Because as it turns out, we are more than human. We are our bacteria. There are more bacterial cells living in and on you than you have human cells. Every human that ever was or will be is a walking, talking vehicle for bacteria. Now, I know when I say bacteria, a lot of you are like, gross, where's my Purell hand sanitizer? But as it turns out, most bacteria are neither bad nor good. Rather, they're indispensable to life. Let me give you a few examples. How many of you have ever had trouble losing weight and are ready to murder all the people who say to you, oh, it's just calories in, calories out, or you just need to cut out carbs? But what if it was something more? What if it was your bacteria? Well, scientists asked this question and raised a group of mice in the same environment. Some of those mice grow up thin, some of those mice grow up fat. So they did what any rational person would do under those circumstances. They took poop from the thin mice and put it into the fat mice. And the fat mice got thin, and they stayed thin. And you better believe their company is trying to put that poop into a pill. But why a pill? Why not do your very own little DIY transfer? Scientifically speaking, FMT, or fecal microbiome transfer. I mean, I'm into DIY, but I don't see this taking off on HGTV. So why is there an entire website devoted to this? Because of something called a C. diff infection. You see, our bacteria live in an ecosystem, and when we take antibiotics, we kill some of the bacteria that keep C. diff in check. And for some people, when that overgrows, it's deadly. But doctors noticed those people had family members who didn't have that problem. So they did their own little DIY FMT experiments, taking poop from one family member and putting it into another. And it worked. The C. diff infection was cured. But it also had some of the same effects that we see in mice. One lean runner girl got a donation from her always obese sister and gained 30 pounds and couldn't lose it. I'm not that lean runner girl, by the way. Let me ask you another question. Do you ever get an upset stomach when arguing with your spouse or your boss? That's because your intestines are registering the upset in your brain. You have an information superhighway in your body called the vagus nerve that runs between the two. How is information transmitted? By bacteria, of course. This gut-brain axis has been implicated in the rise of a host of modern diseases like schizophrenia, ADHD, and autism. But it's not all shit. It's also boobs. There we go. We've known for years that about 15% of a mother's breast milk can't be digested by a baby. Nature doesn't like to waste time or energy, so what's the point of these compounds called oligosaccharides? Well, we all get our first set of bacteria during birth, from our moms during a vaginal delivery, and from everybody in the room during a C-section. We like to keep it clean and refer to the birth canal, but it's really from your mom's poop. Turns out that 15% of a mother's breast milk kickstarts the baby's bacteria. And those bacteria kickstart our immune systems, setting us up for health or disease for the rest of our lives. And you better believe there are companies putting that not shit into a pill. But consider this. If the microbiome is involved in personality, mood, autism, ADHD, if it helps us digest the food we eat and kickstarts our immune systems, if we alter the microbiome, are we altering just the microbiome or our very selves? Thank you. you.